This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Newton versus Newton. I noticed that you all have been married for 10 years and that there's almost a 10-year age difference between you all. And you are here, Miss Newton, seeking the truth. Tell me why you're here.
Well, Your Honor, I'm here because I want to find out if he's cheating on me.
Okay.
'Cause I see signs of the earring that I found in his car.
Okay.
He said,
I will presume it wasn't your earring.
No, Your Honor.
Is that the earring?
Yes, ma'am.
What, now, it wasn't earrings or
Two. It's a set.
Well, Ms. Newton, if he found them, you wouldn't have seen them before, right?
Yes.
So it's very possible they found them and wanted to give them to you, right?
Well, that's what he said. He found to give them to me.
But you don't believe him.
But I don't believe him.
All of that has made you think something's going on here.
Yes.
Your woman's intuition is going ding, 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 ding,
Yes.
ding. All right, Mr. Newton, she said she got some things she's seeing. What's she seeing?
Well, I never seen the earrings never in life. I didn't even know where these earrings even came from.
Okay.
But did you find them?
Yes, I found them in my car.
And when you found them, what did you do?
I just gave her these earrings so that make sure that she was cool with the situation.
She wasn't.
And she wasn't.
Uh-huh.
And
So
I
you
still
didn't
believe-
try to hide it. You didn't try to. You came,
No.
hey, I found these earrings.
I found
Okay,
these earrings.
Mr. Cutler, how some earrings gonna get in your car unless somebody dropped them or left them?
That's probably what happened. But what he's saying
Who dropped the earrings? There it is. Who dropped them?
Nobody. I don't know where these earrings came from. I never even seen these earrings a day in my life.
Okay, so what woman was in your car?
Right.
If it
No
wasn't
woman.
her,
That part.
what other woman was in your car?
There's no other woman
That
that's
part.
ever been in my car.
So I don't have any answers.
Well, we're
I
gonna
think
find
I'm
some
still,
answers.
but I think I'm still right, Mr. Cutler.
You always think you're right. That's nothing new.
So you have these warning signs.
Yes.
Is there anything in your relationship that highlights or make these warning signs
Well, we
more
had
important?
difficulties in the past.
Can you tell me about the past cheating?
Well, I was on my way to my grandmother's funeral, and a situation happened. He's supposed to went with me, but he couldn't go. But while I was out there, I had the same feeling, and when I came back, it was a lady I knew, and they did some things, you know, and she called and let me know. Like, she cried and told me what was going on, and she was sorry about it.
Okay, what was she sorry about?
Because they had sex.
Oh.
And this is somebody you knew.
Yes.
And she knew you were away at your grandmother's funeral?
Yes.
All right, what did you say to him?
Well, I asked him, and he told me no at first, and then when she called and told me the truth, that's when he told the truth. When you get that feeling, it's hard to let go and trust again. So I want to know if you still cheating.
So now you are having these warning signs, and that intuition is going ding, 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 ding
Yes, Your
again.
Honor.
You just haven't gotten a confession.
Yes.
All right, and that's what you're here for.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Newton, you made a mistake in the past.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did this happen?
Well, she was away, and, you know, I was feeling kind of lonely. I was down at the time and whatever.
I mean, she's at her grandmother's funeral.
Right. You're right.
This happened, and at first you lied about it.
Yes.
But then you decided to come clean.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what did you tell her?
Now, I wanted to be able to go forward with our relationship, so I told her the truth.
How did you all even get
She
together?
was coming over the house while my wife was gone.
So were y'all already having conversation before she left about
No.
I like you, you like me?
No,
Y'all just hooked up?
pretty much. Yeah.
Woof.
Okay. You all got married, and you've been married ever since, correct?
Yes, sir.
So there's no way in the world that you would do something else to jeopardize that, right?
No, Your Honor.
But, well, why do you believe he's cheating now? He's saying ain't no way I would jeopardize this, but you think it is.
Because I went upstairs in the house and he wasn't up there. So I called his phone, he didn't answer. I called him again and he answered. I said, where you at? He said, at the store. I said, you ain't at no store because I'm at the store.
Uh-oh.
He said, no, I just left the store and walking up the street. I had family members sitting on a bench to watch one of the houses. So I told him to stay right there.
And why'd you do that?
Because I wanted to see if he was at the neighbor's house.
So you thought something was going on.
Right. So when he told me he was at the store, I went to the store. And I'm riding around the corner and I'm coming up the street. I said, I don't see you there either. And I could hear him running. I could hear him running on through the phone.
Because you're still on the phone with him.
Right, I could hear him running.
Okay.
So the family member was like, oh, he just came out of there. He just came out of there. And it was a single woman's house.
You got three things going on at one time.
She's got surveillance going on.
Video surveillance, audio surveillance, and remote surveillance with a friend.
Right. And she's being an eye spot on the side. I'm like, you got this thing covered.
That's because, you know, when it happened the first time, it's hard to trust again. So that's why I'm like that. So he kept telling me he didn't do nothing, and he you know, and she said she didn't do nothing, but I want to know.
What you doing at her house?
Well, this is the first time I ever went over to the girl's house. You know, I met her in the apartment complex a while back.
So you were over at this friend's house hanging out?
Hanging out.
Okay, this female friend.
Yes.
Why'd you lie?
Reason why I lied, Your Honor, because I didn't want her to come over there to the house. You know what I mean? I was just trying to make sure that nothing would happen to this lady.
So you were more concerned with the lady than you were with what your wife would think?
No, that's not what I'm saying, Your Honor.
Well, nothing gonna happen to her. Something gonna happen to you, though. If you keep going over there.
Right.
If you ain't where you ain't supposed to be, that won't be a problem.
Right, because I told him if the shoe was on the other foot and I came out of single man house, how would you feel?
Right? And how would you feel?
I would be upset.
Yeah, you would. You'd be tight.
Upset.
So, Ms. Newton, have you found anything that makes you think he's cheating?
Yes. One time I had picked him up at 3 o'clock in the morning from his friend's house.
Not the same friend, is it?
No, it's a different one.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
different incident. And I wondered why he was taking so long. So he came outside and I put my hand in his pants and it was silky. So I'm like, why does your stuff feel like you had a condom on?
Wait.
You said it was lotion.
Okay, we got demonstrations here.
Sure
Okay.
do.
What we got here?
I have the lotion and I have the lubricant.
Okay, so what was it that you thought you felt on his private?
Oh, lubricant.
Lubricant.
I know what I felt.
Okay, lubricant.
And when you asked him about that, what did he say?
He said it was lotion.
Okay, so
I told him lotion don't feel like that, honey.
So you got
And you can feel the difference.
you got lubricant and you got lotion.
I need to see that for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Well, you know, see,
That's the way it felt right there.
yeah, there's a difference. There is a
I'm
difference.
gonna take her word for it.
Come on, Mr. Cutler, get in the game.
I'll take your word for it.
And then I went in the house. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm
there's
mad.
more.
I got upset. So I went in the house and I asked, who in here messing with my husband? And one girl sitting in the kitchen, the other one sitting on the floor. She's like, oh no, that ain't me, my husband right there. So I'm looking and the big girl, she ain't saying nothing, but she was froze. So I was mad.
Did anybody say he was with anybody?
No, they didn't say nothing. They was just quiet.
All right, Mr. Newton, you got a detective for a wife, okay?
For real.
And she sticks her hand down your pants and feels your privates and feels what she says is lubricant, not lotion. How do you explain that at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Your Honor, I don't remember her sticking her hands down my pants.
I stuck my hand in. I stuck my hand in
You
his
don't
pants.
remember that?
No.
I stuck my hand in his pants.
I gotta say, I think that's the kind of thing I would remember. You know,
Good.
if I came out of the house and
I stuck my hand in his pants.
In fact, if you called me at 3 in the morning to come pick you up, you remember that too.
yeah.
Because we'd have a
I
conversation.
mean, you had this discussion. She just jams her hand down your pants,
She didn't say she jammed her hand down there.
and you let her do that.
You don't have any recollection of that.
No, I don't.
Do you have a recollection of her asking you what took so long?
No.
Do you have a recollection of her going in the house?
No.
Okay, were y'all together?
You have a recollection of
Were
being
y'all-
married?
were you-
Okay, so what did happen?
Well, she called me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I told her, well, can you come get me then? So she came down to the house. I didn't have no problem with her coming in the house. If I was cheating, Your Honor, won't you think I would be not trying to let her in the house? So I let her in the house. I told her to come on in. You know, I don't got nothing to hide from you, babe. So she came in and whatever. She was telling me, well, I think it's about time for you to come home and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's time for me to go home. Let's go. So on the way going to the house, he was saying, oh, I wanted to go to the hospital to check you to make sure that you wasn't doing it. And I was like, I'm cool. I'm all up for that.
She wanted to take you to the
I wanted to take
hospital.
me to the hospital to make sure that I wasn't cheating.
Okay, did you tell him you were gonna
I
take
sure
it?
did.
I'm just curious. What you gonna say? Because they gonna say, what's your emergency? What do you say to that?
I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna make up something for them to check him.
You know, Mr. Cutler, I think we might have enough. What we got here?
Well, we've got cheating in the past,
Yes.
which he admitted to, and they apparently worked through that, but it's still in the back of Miss Newton's mind. We have the gold earrings that were found in the car that he came forward and gave to her, but she still wants to know, well, where they come from. And we have the lubricant on his privates.
Lubricant versus lotion.
Lubricant versus lotion. And we have him being at the neighbor's house and not telling her, and then, him trying to prevent a scene, which obviously has led to her suspicions that he's cheating.
All right, well, this court has done a complete and thorough investigation. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco and certified polygraph examiner Kendall Schul to determine, is he cheating? Ron, would you report this? How are you both?
Great, Your Honor. How are you?
We're good. So we conducted both an interrogation and a polygraph examination on Mr. Newton. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's right.
All right. So, Ms. Cisco, what did you do to determine about these gold earrings we've been hearing about?
When I asked the accused about the gold earrings, he became very animated. So he was talking with his hands. He actually leaned up into my space and he gave me direct eye contact. And with conviction, he told me, I have no idea where these earrings came from. I saw no signs of deception, and I believe he was telling the truth.
All right. But Mr. Schul, you also asked him, when your wife found gold hoop earrings in your car, were those earrings left by a woman with whom you had had physical sexual contact? What was his response?
He said no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
All right.
Ms. Cisco, in your investigation, what did you determine happened regarding the night that he was with his friends, over at his friend's house?
When I started asking Mr. Newton about this accusation, he laughed out of embarrassment because he told me that he was embarrassed that this was going to come up in court. He admitted that there were about 4 or 5 girls in the house, but when I asked him over and over again, was he with a woman, with conviction, he told me no, he had congruent body language, and again, I saw no signs of deception.
And Mr. Schul, you asked him a polygraph question regarding that same evening, correct?
I did, Your Honor.
Right. You asked him, the night your wife picked you up from your friend's house and confronted 2 women in the house, did you have sexual intercourse with either of those women on that night? What was his response to that question?
He said no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful.
All right.
I'm still not seeing a smile on Ms. Newton's face. I think she still needs to be convinced.
Okay.
What did you determine about Mr. Newton and this female neighbor that we've heard about?
When I asked him specifically if he had had sex with the female neighbor, he immediately leaned back in his chair and he crossed his arms and his right leg began to shake and he pursed his lips. When I asked again what happened with that neighbor, he said nothing. But as he said nothing, he shrugged his shoulders. So that is a universal sign for uncertainty. And as he did that, as soon as he ended, he flashed contempt on his face. It's that half smile that looks like a smirk. Oftentimes, after a person lies, they will flash that. And so in that case, I saw numerous indicators of deception, and I do not believe he is telling the truth.
So his mouth is saying one thing, his body's saying something completely different.
Correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Shaw, you asked him about the neighbor. You asked, have you had sexual intercourse with the female neighbor whose house your wife caught you leaving? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being deceptive, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Newton.
That's crazy, man.
It is crazy, but what happened with the neighbor?
We never had sex.
Sexual contact, kissing, hugging, petting, everything but?
None of that.
You were asked one other question. You were asked, since you've been married, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your wife, Mrs. Newton? Mr. Shule, what was his response?
He said no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being deceptive.
Ms. Newton, you came here for the truth. You've gotten at least those answers.
Well, I'm not okay with the lying. I just want him to tell the truth, because I would tell him the truth without him asking me.
You all have been together 5 years. You're currently engaged. But Miss Bailey, you're not going to be strung along by Mr. String if he's cheating. Please explain what is at stake today.
Your Honor, I feel like my family's fallen apart. We've gotten to the point where I've even taken off my engagement ring. I don't know if I can trust him. We're supposed to be buying a house and getting married, and I don't want to marry somebody I feel like I got to babysit.
All right. And you're like, so if you find out he's cheating,
that's it. I have to move on with my life. I can't keep putting myself and my kids through this. I've gotten to the point where I lose sleep over it. I've lost hair. I mean, just the anxiety, it's bad.
Have you shed many tears over this?
Yeah, over 5 years, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Mr. String, you heard Miss Bailey. She has shed tears over the thought of you cheating.
Yes, Judge.
How does that make you feel?
It upsets me because, Judge, I'm here today to prove that I'm innocent. I have not cheated on her at all. I want to show her that I'm not cheating on her. I want to prove to her, and I just want to show her.
What does she mean to you?
A lot to me, That's my girl. She been there for me. She's a good girl, smart, educated, everything. I don't want to lose her. I don't want to lose my family.
All right, because you are engaged, right?
Yes, sir.
Have your fears of the cheating and infidelity, have they ever caused a separation between you two?
We did separate for about 2 months. We were still communicating. We were still sleeping together. To my understanding was that we were still basically together. He told me throughout the time that he wasn't sleeping with anybody else. Then when we did get back together, I found out that he had slept with another woman while we were split up.
So during this 2-month period while you all are taking a break, you're still trying to work it out, you're still intimate with each other.
Yeah.
You're seeing somebody else.
You could say, Judge, yes.
No, I can't say you say, because we don't know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you were saying somebody else. But even after finding this out, you all still got back together.
Yeah,
Yes.
I felt maybe it was worth being together, and he proposed.
Okay. What is it about him that made you say, baby, I want you back? What is it?
I don't really have much family.
Okay.
And
Okay. It's okay.
Tyree's always been there for me. It didn't matter what it was. If I was stuck on the side of the road, he would jump up in the middle of the night to come help me. It didn't matter. I mean, anything. Me and my kids, we were struggling for a while, and they would bring over food, and you know what I mean? Just anything that I never really had to worry about anything being with him. And I didn't want to lose that.
I mean, he was your rock, but now you're worried that he's cheating. What was the first sign that made you think that?
Let me tell you.
Oh, boy.
I had got a text message from a random woman. I didn't know who it was. I have it if I can give it to you.
Ron, would you get that exhibit, please?
And where did you find this text message?
It was in my unopened messages, and it basically, as you can see, it says, I just wanted to see if you were still with him.
Okay. So this is from another woman, and it says, wanted to come to you woman to woman to see if Ty still talking to you, because he said he not.
And you respond, yeah, we're together, been together over a year.
I love him, and we are supposed to get a place together.
Yeah.
How long ago did you see this?
That was a year after we got back together, so just towards the end of last year.
Okay.
And this mentions him by name.
Yes.
So this isn't just something that's out
Some
there.
random, hey, I'm with your
name.
man. I'm with Tyree.
That's all a lie, Honor.
Who would do that as a joke?
She's an old woman that I used to talk to, and she's just jealous of her. She's mad because I didn't want to be with her, and I came back to her. So she wanted to break us up.
A year later?
Did you say an old woman or just a woman from a while back?
Yeah, a woman from a while back in the day.
Not a senior citizen.
Yeah. My bad.
Okay, so, but here's the thing. At the time that you got this, you all had been back together for over a year.
Yeah.
So how did you pop up on this former or this ex's radar a year into your relationship?
Well, it's just an old friend, you know. I just seen her, you know, just back in the day. I wasn't really talking to her like that. We was just good friends at the time, and then, you know, we...
Okay, wait a minute. Let me decipher man mumble. You know, you got man speak.
Thank you.
You got man mumble. So what I got was, there was contact.
Yes.
You all talked.
Mm-hmm.
You talked more than once.
Mm-hmm.
And she caught feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't catch feelings.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she's like, but I love you. And so she decided, well, since I can't have you, she can't have you.
Yeah.
That's what was in the mumble, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I'll give you a high five on that one. I'll give you a high five. Now, Mr. String, was this the woman that you were with during your 2-month breakup with Ms. Bailey?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh.
Okay.
We were doing some chores around the house. He put the clothes in the washing machine. He went off to do some other stuff. When they were done, I went over to put them in the dryer. As I'm putting them in the dryer and I submitted a picture, I found a pair of hot pink pants with love across the bottom that are 2 sizes too small for me.
All right.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Like I said, that could have been my mother. She came over and washed clothes at my house.
His mother
I
is
asked
50.
my mother,
Have you seen
was
the
they
50-year-old?
her? She said those was her pants, so...
There was something else I found too.
What else did you
A
find?
couple weeks later, I was going through clothes to put them away and found a pair of hot pink lacy panties.
Okay, and those were submitted. Picture those were
I
submitted.
submitted a picture of those too.
All right, so
Okay.
this ain't even at the same time. This is 2 weeks later.
Those panties wouldn't fit one leg.
So they're not yours.
No, they're not mine. Not even if I wanted them to be.
Okay, are you gonna tell me your mama wears these kind of panties?
My mother wear panties. I don't know exactly what. I didn't know she wear panties, you know? So, like I said, everything had to be my mom. She washed clothes at my house, so...
That's what it had to be.
Sorry.
Well, there's your
Whatever.
side, there's his side, and there's your mother's side, and she submitted a statement to the court. She says, one day I was at the house doing laundry and I heard Megan and Tyree arguing about some pink pants. I told Megan to chill because those were my pants. I know she was shocked I had pants like that, but I told her I ain't no old lady. All right, on behalf of 50-year-old women everywhere. Then she says, Megan called me on the phone asking me if I had left some pink panties at her house. I told her I do own some pink panties, but they ain't lacy.
So whose were they,
Mr.
Tyree?
String?
I don't know who they was. It could have been any of her friends.
don't know
I
who-
thought they was hers at first.
Well, there's a last part of your mother's statement. She says, I love watching your show, and I really do think you can help those 2 knuckleheads get it together because I'm ready to plan this wedding. All right, Mr. Cutler, she didn't put it down. She put the challenge down. She said, we can do this.
Oh, there's more.
Tell me you haven't found anything else. I mean, we got pants and panties. Don't tell me it's anything
Oh,
else.
here's the kicker. Are you ready for this? This is the reason why my engagement ring came off.
Okay.
Tyree and I were having sex. We were having a good time. I have a video, if it's
Wait.
okay.
What?
I brought a video, if that's okay. Not of...
Okay.
I was like, Rob, are you? Okay, not that video.
Not that kind of video.
Okay.
You got a video of something else that we
Afterwards,
can
right,
see.
of what I found.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it
You want to
okay
step
if
to the
I-
plasma,
Thank you.
please. Woo. I was like, I'm not old enough for that video.
So this is our bed. This is where we were enjoying ourselves. My phone fell over here by the projection screen. I didn't think nothing of it, but afterwards when he walked away, I went to get it because I remembered it had fallen. And then down here, you see between the box spring and the frame, there is very obviously a condom wrapper.
Oh.
We don't use condoms, Your Honor.
Okay.
Where could it have come from?
Mr.
condom?
String,
Your Honor.
Mr. String, please tell me that's not your mama's.
Thank you.
That ain't my mom, but like I said, I was partying. I partied that night, and a friend of mine came over with this lady, and like I said, they asked could they use my room. I was cool with it. I was fine with it.
That
I
is
changed
disgusting.
the sheets. I didn't realize that he left his condom on
Okay,
the side of my bed.
Are you saying your testimony to this court is that you let your friend use you all's bedroom
I was pretty toe up, Judge. I was drunk. Yeah, go ahead. You know, we was all partying and everything. I just wasn't. I changed the sheets. It ain't like I didn't change the sheets and then wash the covers and everything.
How
I changed the sheets,
respectful of
washed the
you.
covers.
Yeah, but there's just some lines you don't cross. I mean, you got other places.
That is our private place, our sanctuary. That is our personal
Well,
space.
it ain't like I'm nasty and just left the sheets on
That
there
is
after they did what they
nasty.
did. I washed and changed it.
The whole thing
change the
is
sheets
nasty.
all
I just
day
didn't
long.
realize he
Hold
left
on.
the condom there.
Hold on.
You can change the sheets all day long. That doesn't make a difference.
No.
That's just a line you just don't cross.
It ain't, yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. String, I don't think you get how much this is hurting Ms. Bailey. Tell him how this is hurting you.
I feel like you're killing our family. I feel like you have all these lies and these skeletons in your closet, and you'd rather build a whole relationship on lies than to even kind of be honest with yourself. I don't understand. My daughter, I mean, she needs a positive male role model. She can't see her mom being hurt and being lied to all the time because she's gonna think that's okay.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Well, I think we have enough information.
At this time, the court would like to call court expert Gus Demetrellis and certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams to determine, is he cheating? Why would you escort them out? How are you, gentlemen?
Good afternoon, Judge. How are you?
Good to see you. Ms. Bailey has concern that Mr. String's recent behavior may be because of him having sex with another woman. So based on that, what did you do to investigate this case?
I sent in an associate in undercover capacity. He was posing as an individual coming to court, also being accused of cheating.
And what did your associate uncover?
Mr. String and my associate had a little bit of small talk. After they become comfortable, Mr. String advised my associate of his activities.
And you have that on tape?
I do, Your Honor.
All right,
video.
let's watch.
I'm trying to get away from her, bro. I was with her all last night, bro. That's all I'm saying. And then I was with my cousin. Bro, you low-key wanted me to come by myself. And because he had a little couple of females on the floor, but I couldn't because she was on my I got a whole nother at the crib, dog.
A whole nother blank at the crib, dog. Mr. String?
Man, that was all talk.
Yeah. And
That was all talk. I'm gonna be honest. I was just having a conversation with him, man. It was just a guy conversation, like we were just talking. It wasn't.
But you got a whole nother girl at the crib? That was just talk? What is that about? No, be honest about it. We're here now.
That was all talk.
Well, Mr. Williams, you conducted a polygraph examination on Mr. String, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
You asked him a series of questions.
That's correct.
You asked Mr. String, did the pink lace panties Ms. Bailey found mixed in your laundry belong to a woman with whom you have had physical sexual contact? What was his response to that question?
Your Honor, he said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined Mr. String was being deceptive.
Who do those panties belong to?
Like I said, Your Honor, that's my story.
But it's clearly a lie, so.
Mr. Williams, you asked Mr. String, was the condom wrapper found on the side of your bed left from sexual intercourse you had with a woman other than Ms. Bailey? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that on this question concerning the condom wrapper, Mr. String was being deceptive.
That ain't true, man. I guess I don't know what's going on with the lie detector, but that ain't.
All right. I am so sorry that you found this out this way.
I was really hoping I was wrong.
What is going to happen next?
I'm done. I'm done.
Is there anything that you want to say to her right now?
I want to say I'm sorry for everything I've done to you. I know I was wrong. I know I lied about a lot of things. I know I broke your heart. And, it's a lot of things I grew up and I, went through. So I'm sorry. And I love you. And I want to make things right. And if you please, let me put that ring back on your finger.
No.
You know what? It might have been a chance, Mr. String, if you had come clean. But you let them tell your story. And once they tell your story, the accuser can't trust you anymore because you won't even come clean when your back is in the corner up against the wall. That's the problem.
How is it that these women are making allegations, and how does that make you feel with your relationship? I mean, we talked about the first time.
There it is.
The second time, how did that happen?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the first time when I came to her, I said, boom, this is what it is. She said, so have you did anything with it? I said, no, I didn't do anything with it. It was just basically just talking.
So what was that woman claiming?
They were just claiming that I was cheating.
By having sex or by flirting?
We were texting.
So you're texting back and forth with this woman?
Right.
Okay, and what are you texting?
Just
pictures of?
No, she texts me pictures.
Pictures of what?
That thing was ugly.
What did this woman text you pictures of?
Where the sun don't shine.
Her private parts?
Exactly. Yes,
okay.
Okay, did you send anything back?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Of your private parts?
Mm.
All of you?
No, not
all of you, or just
pieces of me.
Okay. Were those the pieces where the sun don't shine?
That you ain't got no business sending nobody.
Okay, Miss Gardner, how did you find out about this?
He showed it to me.
So this wasn't one of your associates. This was you.
No, it was me. Yeah.
It was you.
No, yeah, of course.
And you're texting with this woman. And she sends you pictures of her private part.
Right.
And you send her pictures of your private parts.
Like,
and
I
then
would
at
be
some
so
point
scared,
she tries to say she's going to make it known, and so that's when you go to.
No, then it was like the chick would say, I don't know whether she was supposed to get pregnant by you. It was like, it was crazy.
But,
Okay,
we've never met like.
Here's my question.
How do you do that?
Why are you sending and receiving naked pictures when you're married to this beautiful woman?
Again, you're right. Why am I doing that? But again, like I said, I used to be out here. I used to be out here dealing with multiple women at times, 5, 6 women at one time. I was a thought. I had no intentions on getting married. I had no intentions on ever being with one woman.
But we was married.
But I was trying to work on it, and I told her, listen, I was out here. I was used to this. It's not an overnight process. I'll try it the best I can, but I slipped up and got caught up.
So this exchange of pictures with this woman, was that the time where you all were laying in bed and someone said, hey, this is out here?
No, that was the second. That was another time.
That was another time?
Yeah. But they used it, whoever it was, that was the same pictures.
It was like the same
then
stuff,
it became.
it was just somebody.
Somebody started playing.
It was just messy and.
Because I was just like,
so
that's why.
How is it that you turned to Cynthia or Lil Mo or whoever you were turning to at that moment
and explained it to her?
And explain this to her. What did you say?
Like I said, I don't pull no punches. I don't know how to finesse it or make it sound good or anything. I just come out and straight say, yo, this is a girl that I've been texting
And I said, why? Because I don't have no dudes I be texting. Then it got to the point somebody said they was pregnant by him, and I said, well, where's this baby at?
And that was all in the social media?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? I mean, how did you find out that this woman was doing
They sent it to a blog.
And it says, side girl.
Angry side chick. It was like something.
I'm still waiting to see the baby. But a couple days later.
Nobody's ever come forward with a baby.
Forward.
No.
They never come to nobody's church, and we're Muslim, so they don't never pop up at the masjid, nothing.
All right, so why are you waiting to see the baby if you never slept with her?
God, I'm gonna see, they must know something I don't know.
Well, do they know something you don't know?
I don't know.
Do you know the woman?
Do I know the woman? Social media, yeah.
But you've never personally
This person never had a name attached to it, so I don't know who these people are.
I'm waiting to see the baby.
All right, so the mystery woman who's pregnant, that's not the same woman that you sent the pictures to.
No.
It's a different woman.
Yeah.
So were you with this mystery woman or not? Okay, social media is great. Social media can do a lot of things. Social media can't get a woman pregnant.
Hello?
And so...
What, you gonna have a daggone virtual baby?
You're right. So she's lying.
So this isn't about your social media account. It's not about your associates using it to get some play. It's not about you flirting or sending pictures. We're talking about, did you
There's no way possible
another
that she
woman
could have been
who's
pregnant. There's no way impossible that she
Basically saying he never had any
pregnant.
sexual contact with anybody else besides me, because I ain't had no sexual contact or no conversations with nobody besides him. But
and that's what you're telling this court.
Yes, there's nothing going on really in my life that anything she doesn't know about.
So since you have been married, have you had sexual intercourse with any other women?
No, Your Honor. And I told her before, this is the first time in my life I can actually say I can't even remember the last time I had sex with anyone else besides her.
All right. So you love your wife?
Of course.
You want this relationship to work?
Yes.
You want this marriage
in my
to
mind,
work?
yes. I don't want. I'm trying to work this relationship out, and in my mind, it's like it's do or die.
How are you managing as a woman all of that intense pressure? Because it's one thing to be dealing with an issue of infidelity privately, but you are all on Front Street.
Hello? It's really no way to answer that. There's no way to deal with it. You just like, when you're married, if I was just his girlfriend, I'd have been like, but that's what I'm so used to doing, just people do what they do, so.
When you were talking to me about reading all of this and just having your personal life out in the streets, I could tell it's hurting you.
Yeah.
That's why we have contacted and had a friend of the court come to share with us from a blogging standpoint what this looks like as a celebrity and how these stories get started.
Okay.
Ron, would you please escort into the courtroom Danny Canada?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing, Your Honor?
All right, it's good to see you.
Good.
Miss Canada,
Yeah.
you're from Bossip?
I am, Bossip.com. Bossip actually stands for Black Gossip, and we specialize in covering stories like these. We talk about entertainment news, and we average over 5 million unique visitors a month.
Wow. So you're touching a lot of folk.
Yes, definitely.
So what is the fascination we have with celebrity relationships and their interaction and what's going on?
Well, Your Honors, I think what it is that it makes us feel better to know that even people who are beautiful, that have these amazing celebrity lifestyles, can be betrayed and played like us.
So when you have someone like Lil Mo and Carl Dargan, that's a story the blogs just take and run with.
Absolutely, it's a huge story. People are just fascinated by celebrity cheating scandals.
So a story like the Dargans with allegations of cheating, how did that get started?
That started through a tip. Someone contacted us. They showed us these alleged text messages, and it just went from there. We obviously had to talk about it because we had heard these rumblings for a while, and this dates back to 2014. And every time we wrote about this story on the website, it was our top story. We averaged 70 million page views, and every time we wrote about this, it was a top story for our website.
Wow.
All these people are responding to Lil Mo's husband allegedly cheating.
Yes, we had people in the comment section arguing, saying, oh, I don't believe that. Other people saying, of course he did it. He's trying to come up. So it was just back and forth the whole time.
I'm trying to come up.
You see what's happening in the media. You see the way they're demonizing and scrutinizing from Usher to everybody, from Kevin Hart. Like the way the media, Even if it's something honest to getting a cup of coffee. Oh, you saw that, it's always gonna be something. So you literally have to become a prisoner in your own home. Stay home, go do your job, and bring your behind home. Soon as you say hi, soon as you like, soon as you follow, you're automatically putting yourself in the line of fire.
Ms. Canada, do you ever have any concerns about the effect? How do you all manage that space where these are real people with real lives?
Well, like you said, Miss Darden is a real woman. She's our superwoman. We remember her from back in the day with the blonde braids. So we remember that, but also we have a job to do. So we have to do our job. And if I get this story on my desk, then I feel compelled to write about it because this is something our readers are going to see.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And when Ms. Darden said people want the celebrity, but they don't want the backside of it, this is the backside of it.
This is the backside. This is the messy side of it, for sure.
So the stakes are really even higher for this.
Right.
Because it's not only relationship, it is a worldwide viewpoint on their relationship.
Yes, right.
So people want to say, see, told you so. Because even if it come back that ain't none of it true, that, nah, they got to do that again. Nobody wins in the situation. It just behooves you to just.
Okay, so Ms. Darden, there have been a lot of rumors, a lot of headlines. There gonna be some headlines from the day,
Any
apparently.
rumors about me?
Not yet.
I can't wait to see what they got to say I did.
Ms. Darden, there's a lot on the line. However this comes out, it's gonna be all over the world. How are you feeling right now? I mean, how are you feeling getting ready to find out the questions that you've been wondering about?
I mean, we had this discussion before, so it's just clarification on actually going through the motions of, I guess, tangibly making it evident what people have been saying.
So have you prepared yourself for the results either way?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Either way it comes out?
Either way. I'm always prepared.
So I gotta ask you this. If it comes back that there has been some fun on the side, then what?
We'll just see.
Ooh, that scares me. I'd rather you have said something.
Don't be scared because you have to always remember when you do something, what's gonna be the end. Don't do nothing if you can't handle what you can't. I always tell people my ending is impeccable.
Well, let me just say this, and let me say this to you, because you didn't see what I saw. That's for real.
And you're right.
Cynthia or Lil Mo means business today. That look I saw was nothing but business.
Oh, yeah.
It's for real.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see what I saw?
The most dangerous.
What you saw.
Oh,
and if you ain't see it, you
me.
felt
I'm not
it.
even married to her.
Yeah.
All right. To get to the bottom of this, to get the answers, to get the results, to find out what's going on, the court has ordered a polygraph examination of Mr. Dargan, and we have the result. Ron, would you please escort Mr. Kendall Shull of Kendall Investigations into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right over here for the moment. Mr. Shull, how are you today?
Great, Your Honor. Thank you.
Would you please state your credentials for the court?
I was privileged to spend almost 25 years with the FBI in Washington, D.C., then became chief of the entire FBI's polygraph program in Washington, D.C. Before I retired, moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, where I have my private business, which is security guards, private investigations, and polygraph Kendall Investigations.
All right, so in this case, you perform what's called a single-theme polygraph examination. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You ask the same question a number of different ways just to see what the responses are from the person being examined. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You ask Mr. Dargan, since getting married, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than your wife that she doesn't know about? You also asked him, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than your wife since your wedding day that she's unaware of? What was his response to those questions?
His response to those questions was no.
What did the polygraph examination determine?
Unfortunately, the lie detector determined he was being deceptive.
Right. Mr. Dargan, are there women that you've had sexual intercourse with since you've been married that your wife does not know about?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Mr. Dargan.
I thought it was more to the question. I'm sorry. I mean,
Hold on. Mr. Shaw, the polygraph came back deceptive. What else can you add to this?
If I can also add something that this gentleman said to me after the polygraph test.
Please do.
He mentioned to me that there was a time when he told his wife that he may have had sex with somebody, but he told me there were other instances where she didn't ask, so he didn't tell her.
Thank God I ain't have to take no test.
Well,
it is what it is. It says that, and it says that. Like I said, I told y'all what I said, and that's what it is.
Let me just tell you, Mr. Cutler and I have been together. We've been married 28 years.
Wow.
I'm aware of that.
And you cannot be married and messing around.